Hello and welcome to another edition of Motor Capital. I was at an airport 20-year master plan thing, so here are some slides. This is a continuation from the previous show. They have available properties, some for lease, some for sale, different acreages, all around the perimeter of the airport itself, which is a huge piece of the puzzle when it comes to urban planning and the like in our region. Here, if you're interested in some of that real estate, the phone number and the web address. Now, this was held at the Wayne County Community College in the Downriver District. So this was the Downriver campus in Taylor off of North Line Road. Established the Wildcats here in 1967, so they're celebrating their 50th birthday. And they have all number of programs and a pamphlet or a brochure on the different programs they have. And traditionally, people will make you believe that you need that 4-year degree, but a lot of times you can get that good paying job with 2 years of study and certainly continue your schooling at a later date when you want to streamline what you're doing or where your interests lie. But these kind of community colleges certainly are more affordable and probably flexible and the like, and can get you started, and you can bop from one thing to the next as your interest may vary. But that's all part of the experience. You got to figure it all out. Sometimes that takes time. Here are the heating and air conditioning ductwork. Kind of fascinated. It's almost like one of these space lab type things. There were some late night classes, but I was doing some exploring. Here, the sheriff's seal. Then we're coming up on the art wing. And they have some. Oh, there's my evil twin. They have woods out back, but this is an emergency exit, so don't even try. But here, the Food Court Express. This was fascinating here. Look at the variety here. Cookies and cream, ice cream there. Then Rudy Farms, sausage biscuits, Hot Pockets, White Castle, of course. Look at the variety, though. All from this same vending machine, and it was hot and cold, so I'm not sure. Maybe you have to microwave the stuff, but it looks like some kind of robot type thing will create it or grab it or process it or do something. But yeah, vending machines have come a long way since my time. Yeah, that's a little futuristic type here. Wow, we might end up that way. They have a subway here. Yeah, well, the meeting was over, but it is important to know what's happening, certainly, with the airport. That connects us all, connects us to the rest of the world. The moon was looking kind of cool. There's a little chunks in there, like it's been nibbled at. We just need a connection from the airport to downtown and like vice versa. And whether that be high-speed bus or light rail or something. But other cities have it. We need to do that. That seems like common sense. Anyways, they have an emergency training facility out back. and a nice performance arts theater up front. Okay. I'm going to bop around quite a bit. It was nighty-night time, but yeah, this 1 hour show will be something. Here, though, lights out. We had that epic power fail, and so alarm clock doesn't work. Whew, it's kind of scary stuff. The neighbor generators. But here, like, let's see, the power went out Wednesday afternoon. This was Saturday afternoon, and in my neck of the woods here, there were some generators out, and then down yonder, the first I had seen of a crew. Now, whether the grid I was on was powered up, I'm hoping. DC, specifically AC. Chattanooga, Tennessee. Yes, indeedy. I don't care how far they come from. Man, they were the heroes of the day. Chattanooga choo-choos. All right. Yeah, so they were all lined up. Oh, then I did some shopping, which I normally don't do, but it was $10 off if you spend $10. So that's kind of a coupon you can't pass up. So I did that. And then I went to CVS, and I wanted to get one of these radios that would just operate on batteries. Because without electricity, it's nice to get the news. But, well, oh, here we go.
Now we're faced with an historic power outage. But be assured, DT Energy has over 1,500 workers in the field to restore power, and we've brought in hundreds more from out of state. Because we are committed to doing everything we can about this outage.
Trevor also has a reminder.
Thousands of us here in Michigan are still without power, and colder temperatures mean real danger to those at risk. DTE volunteers are working with the United Way, city governments, and the Red Cross to man warming centers for those without power. Remember, we're all in this together, so check on family members, neighbors, and friends, especially the elderly and those that live alone. This outage may be an inconvenience for us, but it's up to all of us to help prevent even one tragedy as a result.
DTE Energy. Know your own power.
A study just came out that found that more people are over...
Okay, well, that was the message from DTE Energy. I had the munchies. I like Thai food now, so I ordered some up. But it takes 15 to 20 minutes. So this is where I went to high school. Over here, Etzel Ford. I wanted to see if the neighborhood around here was back on the power grid or not. Home of the Thunderbirds. Okay, well, now I took up 15, 20 minutes driving around now. Time to pick up my Thai food. And out back, the work crews were having their lunch too. But I was glad the out-of-state people came. Here it is, 321, kitchen number 2. Okay, lights. I have the porch light set so that when the power goes on, I'll know. And then I did a few in the house, too. I don't know if you're supposed to do this, but this is the old-fashioned way. Good thing for gas ovens. But that helped out. Oh, for a long time, the generator in the neighbor's yard was just humming along. Yeah, what a circus this was, actually being off the grid. So right about, well, not quite yet. Make someday today. Got fingers crossed. And then there it was, 9:46, somewhere around there. Power came back on, and it's like, hallelujah. Yeah. Unbelievable. The street lights. Oh, yes. Yeah, being off the grid wasn't too much fun. My evil twin, well, he might have liked it, but, yes, let there be light. No more of this darkness. I had to sleep. All right, Betty Boop fan there. Trains rock, and they're actually moving better today than we are. With that closure of I-75, everybody's taking any number of ways to get downriver. And it's like, a train would have been better. It's hard when you... All right, well, I had to take care of some business here in Southgate. I just want you to see the drop box, though, that Southgate has. Because it's nicer than the one that Dearborn Heights has. This is very businesslike. It's a full hopper. There, drop it in. Boom. All right, I want to show video of this to my sister, so you don't have to pay much attention. She likes the old school furniture, but the cushions are quite worn. I would say this is probably early 60s model or whatever. Yeah, that's an old one. All right. So why not? Okay, Detroit city limit. I'll talk more about that in a little bit. If there's an area that you might call South Detroit, it'd be this little piece of Detroit that's south of the Rouge River, which is mainly like that Marathon refinery area. There was some kind of protest going on over there. This is the new and improved bridge over the Rouge, the 4th Street, or Oakwood. Here, Morton Salt. When it rains, it pours. We've been getting a lot of rain lately. All right, well, this is kind of like the industrial, the gritty, the blue-collar area of Detroit. I'm zipping around here, and I got caught by a train, a super long train, but we see the I-75 bridge and the southbound lanes, I guess from Springwells all the way to Northline or a little bit beyond. It's going to be down for 2 years while they resurface I-75. Yeah, this was a super long train. I could have used the Snickers bar. They got the 53-foot containers there that they'll drop on the trucks. Here, double stacked. One big one over 2 small ones. Here, now the cat has to wait just like me. It's like, oh. Giving it a thought, but it's like, I think the cat will wait this one out. Finally, the end. Okay, safe now. And there was a couple sets of tracks there, so safely across the one. That's the railroad bridge that goes over the Rouge River. And then here's the elevated I-75. And it seems like it's in constant repair. Kind of like the Zilwaukee Bridge has issues. But yeah, here we are under the behemoth. Kind of artistic in its own way there.
That's Cheap Trick. They're going to be out with Foreigner August 11th at DTE, part of the WCSX 30th anniversary.
Sort of a loose ambition that I have surrounding any album that I make.
And there's some heavy artillery up there, but you can see they obviously have started the work. Okay, I need an oil change, and got about just under 3,000. Here's some artwork on a billboard. It's hard to make this through the trees here, though, but that's the artist's name. And this is a great train viewing place here in Delray, southwest Detroit. Dearborn and Carbon. The football coach has a street named after him. I'll be damned. Okay, motorcycle club nearby. And this is Zug Island kind of stuff, action going on. As far as islands go, Zug Island rocks. It's my favorite Z for Zug Island. If you're going from A to Z, it'd be my favorite Z. So they have their own private road here, and I was so tempted. It's heavy industry on Zug Island, but a great place to vacation nonetheless. Okay, they have the Delray fire engine. Kovacs Bar, it looks like it's shuttered here. I could be wrong, but God, it's been a few years. I stepped inside. That was like going back in time. Okay, now I wanted to check out this place in southwest Detroit that was recently in the news, and then I have to go up across I-75, but there was a huge police presence going down, and it's like, holy cow, what's happening? So I had to go up to Waterman, then make a left. Here, evaporated milk. I love those old ads. Okay, Green Street, and there was something going down, and I'm going, holy cow. All number of police, ambulances. Well, this was in the news a few days prior because they had a raid, and apparently they had a cockfighting thing going down, which try to picture that. But that was, they had illegal immigrants and gambling and liquor and booze and, yeah, the traditional raid where it all goes down. Well, that's what I wanted to see, but while I was here, but look at this. They even bring in the RoboCop type vehicle, and at this point I didn't know what was all going down, but looked like it could be pretty intense. You see the state police, Detroit police. Now, some homes needed some work, but some people certainly built their homes up and were, fixing things. I actually beat Channel 7 to the scene. They got a couple thingies on the side of their house there. Okay, this is what I saw in the news. Happy Bar. They got pool, darts, music, sports, and apparently adjoining it, they have cockfighting. And let your imagination run wild. Here, Feliz come. It's Spanish for something. I don't know if there's a party or what the story, but they had the balloons out. And then this is just to the side and out back. And I was thinking, maybe this is where all that went down. They said the neighbors and whatnot said it was a nuisance. My evil twin probably. Probably would have loved to gamble a little bit. All the debauchery and, can't trust my evil twin. Well, I'm looking through back here real quick, but the lights were on and there was stuff. Man, I didn't think it'd be the right thing to actually come across somebody that might still be living here or whatnot, but I was trying to get a lay of the land. And then from the side window, I was thinking, this is it. This has got to be where it went down. So this was from the window. So then I said, you know what? I'm going to go to the front door. And it was open. And it was like, wow. So this, I think, is where the action was. There's cages here. And so the guys would keep their cocks in those cages. And when they wanted to fight, they would take them out. And I presume this is the ring. Wow. Who knew? El Ranchito. Isn't that a restaurant? Anyways, they had a little hay there. Yeah, it's in turmoil now. Who knows what's going to happen with this property. But it shares a wall with the Happy Bar next door. So, it's like, how do you not know? But they had graffiti done up. I'm not sure how this raid went down, if they pretty much destroyed the place, because what the when they close it down, what happens in the future. But I got a bridge there. Wow. Never ever seen anything like that before. Okay, well, I wanted to see what all the police were here for, and it was down that street. Some interesting style homes up here. This one here, Kid Rock, July in 2008. Okay, look at all the police here. It's almost like a convention. Then a special contraption here that I'm sure could be remotely operated and, take care of business. Then I was told I was too close to the action, so I had to go back up the street. But apparently down there was a gentleman that barricaded himself in his van. He was getting foreclosed on, was quite upset, took a shot at a couple police officers. They shot back. It was a 10-hour standoff. Wowee. A little more excitement. I just wanted to see the little fighting ring there. All right, the golden top of the Fisher Building. The train tracks run pretty straight through here, and then they'll turn into the new center But yeah, the cops, there was certainly a presence. So back down to street level. Always people do the graffiti thing in the underground there under the rails. Here, nice tile work, and it's a school, but then off in the distance, maybe you can make that out or at least hear it. Well, it's actually pretty quiet there, but I think you can kind of see it through the trees. Trains rock. Anyways, there's a saloon across the street there, and it might have been grandfathered in before 2001 because this looks like a pretty nice school. W.M. Chase Company. So Roberto Clemente Learning Academy. How about it? Yeah, and right across the street, the saloon. Well, we had nice blue skies today, which was great. It's always nice to see the sun. You're a bottle rocket. Oh yeah, we have a few of those in Detroit. Cold beer, milk, the like. Here, nice ironwork on the fence. And Fox 2 News is on the scene now. Okay, well, I'm going to drive off. But again, here, Happy Bar and the cock ring right next to the Happy Bar. Funny how that works out like that. Okay, continuing on. I just like my eye gets caught by graffiti and so forth, so this was done up here, a supermercado. And then we had Army earlier, there was Navy, not to be outdone. Here I've seen this show once, I need to mark the calendar, Detroiters. Livernois North. But then graffiti here, so it was like by Hacienda. So people riding the train to freedom and liberty, I guess. Then this was kind of neat, sectioned off. And it says, wolves play a key role in keeping ecosystems healthy. Bumblebees do too. We're having issues with those guys. We need to be a little more pro-nature here. Yeah, again, a look at this wolf. Look how it's sectioned off. Somebody spent some time with this and had multiple colors. Certainly. We'll see a lot of more bike lanes, too. Now, this was the east side face of the building. So Hacienda is, and then, well, they have a cultural thing here too, but I think it's some kind of like a bakery during business hours or whatnot. I'll have to take another cruise by. Sometimes, you know, if you blink your eyes, you'll miss some things. Detroit has been improving, and so new businesses all the time. Dennis Street, whoa, they named the street after me. I'm very humbled by that. Wow. Sweet. All right, Senate Theater. And now up to Michigan Avenue. They closed for remodeling. However, yeah. Ooh. All right, nice look downtown. Michigan Avenue has a lot of room for improvement too, between the city limits of Dearborn to downtown. There's pockets that are doing quite well and others not so well, but gotta start somewhere. But here, Butternut and Tillman, I had heard of this street, and I knew of this because it's like the Bohemian House here. And it looks like it's fallen into disrepair a little bit. And I'm not sure if people are still living here or not. Built, I presume, 1914. But it was kind of like an artist enclave. Well, I kind of feel like an ambulance chaser again, but this was in the news because 2 police officers were shot here at Tillman and Ash just less than a week prior to me being there. And they were taken to the hospital and they're recovering. Hopefully they'll be doing fine. But the suspect in those 2 shootings also is considered the key person in the Colin Rose Wayne State police officer that died right around Thanksgiving of last year. So, anyways, this is the neighborhood where they had that little shootout. It's just about 1.5 miles, but there's been some new housing and the like and developments, and so there's been an improvement in this neighborhood, to be sure, but that's not to say there still aren't issues to be dealt with. Well, Woodbridge, this is the neighborhood just about 1.5 miles or so, and then Colin Rose lost his life here with the guy that was on a bicycle, and it just didn't seem to make any sense, but maybe they'll have some closure. And they had a memorial set up over here. Yeah, it's time for those senseless killings to stop. Certainly, there's a lot of room for improvement. But I think people are more conscious and aware of what's happening. I like what the new police chief is doing, James Craig, in the city of Detroit. Seems like he's getting more community involvement and so forth, which is what you're going to need to help solve things. Here, coming up on another artist area, but that's a colorful underpass to be sure. Urban planning here, this is on Holden Street. This, what can Brown do for you? Across the way, the Marble Bar used to be a bank.
You always live your life, never thinking of the future. Prove yourself.
The Brown Block. But yeah, I think that whole block is vacated. Back there, that's the Motown Museum, Hitsville. But that was where the Studio A was and all that. So, cool neighborhood around here. West Grand Boulevard. Okay, Rosa Parks Boulevard. It was 12th Street years ago. It's been renamed Rosa Parks Boulevard. But the northeast corner here is where the riots in 1967 started. Hey, they got a thingy up there. Yeah, right here it's leveled now, but this is where it supposedly started, in a blind pig. Okay, Gordon Park. This is just across the street. I like that white sculpture there. It's symmetrical. I like symmetrical things. Not all the times. This park, well, the brickwork needs some help. Well, that's where I parked. But yeah, across the way there, well, you could play checkers or chess if you prefer. But yeah, you can see it's coming to disrepair here. Picnic table out back. But yeah, 50 years ago, yeah, little confrontation with the police and the like, and things started burning, and yeah, it looks like they cleared another block out there. I don't know what the total story is. The website, det.com, for Motor Capital, if you flip that around. But I just today, I'm doing the audio here on a Sunday, March 26th, but I bought a ticket. The Free Film Festival, the world premiere of 12th and Claremont is going to air at the Fillmore on Woodward Avenue. So I bought my ticket. I want to see the world premiere. But yeah, we got to get over that hump. That was 50 years ago. It's time to move on. Time to rebuild. The Lee Plaza. Yeah, here's like the Mirror House. That's quite the art installation. Here, a fire department.
Like I was.
All right, now it's time to head westbound and back home. But one more stop and an urban planning escapade again. I did a little ambulance chasing today, which I normally don't do. I'm more into the urban planning now. I'm on a big kick with that. Here they had some kind of bike group and then a staff to follow for repairs or the like, so they were into it. Here, Fifth Wheel Adult Books. You may all know about that. They have mattresses outside. And then this was recently in the news here. The Victory Inn. And it's been closed up. This is a new fence. They really were serious here. They shuttered this in no time. Closed. Big orange sticker. Notice of building closure. And they even turned the Victory Inn sign around. Yeah. That's a place where you could get into a lot of debauchery. And then, well, next door, Club Venus. At the end of the show, I have a little time for Lenane Rouge, and he's kind of a little a devil. And here, what you can do with neon, it's unbelievable. It's well done. Okay, so Wyoming, this is the border. Somebody made the turn here and just nailed that pole. This is the Detroit city limits, and that's what I should have put on this, but instead I said you are watching, and you are. for the time being. So this was back on March 21st, which would have been a Tuesday. But, as people haul down I-94 en route to downtown, midtown, what have you, that's their city limits right there. Okay, that new fence. Nice, shiny, brand new fence. Victory Inn is closed. No more victories will be celebrated in these parts for a little while. Okay, and then just here, Dearborn city limits. Cool city neighborhood, Dearborn. And my sister gave me some information on how West Dearborn with Ford Motor Land Development, what they're doing, and gave me a brochure or whatever. So I'm going to have to share that with you within the next week or two.
Block away here from Wheelock Street near I-75 and Spring Wells on the southwest side, where the standoff continues since back around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, when court bailsmen attempted, we are told, to serve an eviction notice on the man who lived in the home, at which time he called 911, telling police people were trying to break in.
The officer school counselors were on hand.
Oh, I had more Thai food. That's good stuff. All right, well, Detroit's ready to take off for sure. I was always going to repaint my kitchen and never got around to it, so I'll live with a little graffiti, Anyways, this is Sunday, March 26th, the first Sunday after, spring officially starts, so it's time for Nain Rouge. Demarche du Nain Rouge. Not a very pretty day. Oh, that song is so appropriate for a party such as this, because Lenane is kind of like a devilish creature that brings harm to Detroit and just wishes ill will on the whole city. He's like the guy that wants to create mayhem, always looking to get in trouble and have an accident. But what the parade does is people come around and they chase this guy away. Here's that $5.5 million house. I'll get a closer look at that later. Detroit basketball and the entertainment district and the like. That's where the new hockey and basketball arena will be. Little Caesars Arena. Here, nothing is all right. And I think they nailed it right on the head. With Trump being president, that could very well be his slogan.
I'm your absentee landlord. Hey, you kids, get off my lawn. I taught L. Brooks Patterson everything he knows about urban planning. I want people to leave Detroit, especially all of you. About it. I won the moth, and I'm living on food stamps. Turn to your neighbor and insult them. I know I'm winning when people are agreeing with Nolan Findley. I gave you a beer. Hey, Detroit, do you like permits? I'm gonna make sure you need a permit for everything. My pickles cost $15 a jar. Hey, Detroit, why does everything in your restaurants taste like pickle brine?
Oh, yeah, the pitter-patter of the raindrops. It was like, not the most pleasant day. The Temple Bar, they were not a sellout. So they'll offer a little diversity in this new sports district. Well, this is Cass Avenue, and there's room for improvement here to be sure. Let's take a peek out the side here. And this building looks like it might have experienced a fire at some time. The roof is compromised. But with the new sports arena, yeah, everything is being looked at in a different light, to be sure. And this notorious neighborhood called the Cass Corridor actually has become quite the hip spot and the place to be. And this is a fairly new restaurant here. They have some nice neon. And that might be like Thai food there also. Here, the downtown Detroit bike shop. And used to be Chinatown here, and actually it's kind of neat. They refurbished one of these centerpieces. They had one on the other side of the street. Here, Marche du Nain Rouge, 12 p.m., but actually they always get a late start, it seems. Here, Burton School, and then M is 1,000, D is 500, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 C's, so that's another 400, so 1,900. And then I missed how many. It was 1912 maybe. Here, headquarters. That's kind of neat. This place has done good business, K9 to 5. I'm looking up Cass because it starts up in the Wayne State University area, and it's going to be heading south. So I'm heading kind of in a northerly direction to try to meet up with them. Here, I thought this building was too far gone, but look how beautiful the facade looks now. Wowee, that is gorgeous. And they have easy access to Porta-Johns, Scotty's, Potties. But yeah, look at the detail. Boy, that's fabulous. It'll be apartments. I have no idea the pricing and the like. A nearby structure that's in solid shape. Cass Corridor Neighborhood Development Corporation. Wow, that's quite the long one. Here, the Hub, another bike shop. And biking is more popular and certainly more relevant and hip with the millennials and all that. People biking all over town. And that's a good thing. It's healthy. They had these small vehicles, but it was stopped, the parade, for a brief spell.
I paved 10 acres of Belle Isle. I never recycled it. Still working on my degree in urban.
Remain not welcome here. And I don't know, do you recognize this guy? Someone full of hot air. Or is he smoking a big fat one? And then the cockroach mobile. GTFO? What the hell does that mean? You'll have to ask your mom that one. Here, a nice place for Spanish tapas. Overland Willie's and Avalon Bread Company, they're doing quite well. Well, this is the end of the parade, though. I turned around and have to head back. The Stuberstone and Company. Look at the lions protecting this place.
I haven't done anything with the building I bought. I need you intact.
Oh, that's a nice lime green color. And here's a mural on the side of Slows. And then I like their picnic benches outside, made with natural wood. But look, these are really super long picnic tables. You certainly could have your extended family out here and probably still have room to spare. Engine Company number 5, so they were returning from a run. Where the heck is Wall Drug? Probably right next to the wall Trump's going to build and have Mexico pay for. I would presume they're going to be side by side. Shy, buy the whole pie. Yeah, Van Halen's another good group for Lanane. Running with the Devil. Actually, what we're supposed to do is run the devil out of town. He's kind of like a mini-me devil. He's not like he's an imp or whatever, you know. Crazy little dwarf, red dwarf. Evil looking thing. Here, these apartments are nicely done. Then this, they have a nice red walkway, like not like walking the red carpet, but walking the red tunnel or your little porch thing. Wow. But yeah, you can see improvements starting and happening, and certainly with the new hockey and basketball arena opening up later this fall. Whew. Urban planning, you're going to see a lot more things change, certainly, in this area. And you can see the proximity. That is where the new arena is, the roof. Well, I'm kind of backtracking, but I'm going to take the alleys and kind of catch up with the parade where it's going to end in front of the Masonic. Here, Peterborough and Park. I thought this structure might be too far gone, but they're renovating it. Wow. They have the heavy artillery out back. That's going to be something nice right here on Park. There's the Masonic Temple. I'll get a better look at that ad on the side mural. Rain started coming down a little heavier. Yeah, I had to get the umbrella out. Camcorder and cameras, any electrical or electronic equipment certainly does not take well to rain. Here's a little better look at the Masonic Temple advertising the parking. The Temple Station, they built a new electrical substation. This building, it's two-tone, nice fire escape. I don't know. It's pretty gutted on the inside, but sometimes it's amazing how they can renovate some things. I don't know. Maybe they'll make a go of it. This one here, hopefully that cat doesn't back up, because there's a big hole here. So they tore down a building here. Chunks of concrete stuck in the re-rod. Here, the wrecking ball. The big steel iron girders. But that was the roof of the new arena. The American Hotel, wow, that's been vacant for a while. Channel 7 made it on the scene. Now coming up on that $5.5 million house, and this was just recently in the news. Darren Johnson has it listed, and it had a fire. It's gutted. I mean, it would be torn down, but the thing is, I don't know what this place sold for adjoining. I think they sold a few years back, and they didn't wait long enough. But I could have sworn what they're asking, $5.5 million. Last year they were asking 2.4 or 2.2 million. But I think they were excited that the Pistons decided they're coming to town, so that's an extra 41 home dates, so you double your money. But still, there's just not enough property there to do anything. But it certainly is nice the Pistons are coming back. I'm glad they're part of the package, because I didn't feel they were the Detroit Pistons. They were the Pistons of Auburn Hills. So certainly coming back to the D is a good thing. They got Mariners in if you get tired after having a few drinks. Okay, now, here we go.
And there's something else! Detroit, you may think that things are getting better, but the boss wants to emphasize...
You know, I'm having no concern, but no one's asking how I'm doing. No one's asking how my parents is doing.
This was the end of the rally, and so they had some speeches. I thought the name would speak. He has in years past, but it looks like he had a spokesman. This may have been the name. I mean, he was larger than life. He's not a small, impish dude. He looks like... Well, RoboCop's got an eye on him. And he's got an eye on you, too. Wow-wee.